Hey guys, a little extra video this week again. I just remembered a few weeks ago I was talking to somebody in the comments of one of my videos about these cheap Chinese snap guns. I do have my brokerage as well, as you can hear there. Nice sound. Not as good there, but you can modify these so they get a little bit better, which is what I have done with this, and it does hit quite hard. So I have 9 locks here. We have 2 Asaruko 2 and a castle with spools. So there's some with security pins, and these just have standard pins. I will try to open all of these. I can't say if I do it, but we will try, and then I will unscrew the screws and take this apart so you can see what I have done. I have actually just put a stronger spring in, but to show you, I will do it. So let's start with the worst of these, which will be these 3. And this is one terrible lock. There you go. By the way, I'm not gonna gut anything. This is just to show this one. It's not about the locks, it's about the snap gun. Just to tell you right away. There you go. And this is just a 4-pinner. And it can actually be quite tricky to open this one, especially with a snap gun, but we will try. There we go. There is one big problem with these. The needle sometimes gets loose, so it's nice to have a screwdriver right at hand to tighten it up so it's not loose anymore. Alright, next 3. By the way, these 2 is 4-pin locks. This one is a 5-pinner. This is a 6-pinner, 4-pinner and 5-pinner. So take the 4-pinner first, and then 5 and 6-pin. I think that is good. Alright, let's see. Oops, I meant to take it out just to reset. It's already getting loose again. I usually didn't tie it that much, but as I use it, it is getting worse and worse. There we go. Open. Right, let's take the 5-pinner and another 10-pinner. That was the tension wrench. There we go. And let's just quickly check all the screws, because because that does actually matter in the use of it. What I've found is if this screw is not tight enough, it won't, the needle will not hit as hard as I want it to, so I have to sometimes go over all the screws on both sides, except there, because if I put a screw in there, it won't work. I don't know why, but that's apparently just some malfunction in this. Still, alright. And here you see the bitting on this. It is a 6-pinner, it's quite flat, but it is 6 pins, so let's give it a go. It is locked. Come on, tensioner. There you go. So far it's only standard pins, but 4, 5 and 6 pinners, of course, different bittings, but it can open something if you modify it a little bit. Let's try a 5-pinner with spools. And that should be working. Well, we get into the false set. It is irritating to tighten this all the time, but still it does work. There we go. Got it. So that is a 5-pinner with spools. Now we have 2 Rucos as the last 2. This one I have used so many times to test out tools and stuff because the bitting is terrible. The other one is not really perfect, but this one is just flat. There is not really much to this. But however, have I really used it so much? Okay, it does work. I thought I had worn down some of the pins. I probably also have. So let's take this first. And there you go. That's why I say this is just a terrible lock. But it's mainly because of the bitting. This bitting, however, is a little bit better. It's not too flat like this one. But yeah, it does take a little bit more. And maybe I should just tighten it a little bit just to be sure. Oh, and put focus on would be a good, very good idea as well. Didn't open so far, but let's give it one last go on this one. So far it has been working well, so let's give it a go again. That was the tension wrench. I just thought it was open. Try another tensioner. Come on. Okay, we didn't open this one, but I have done it once. I will say that off camera, of course, but it does work, but yeah, it's not every time. Take that out. Okay, let's take a look at what is inside. I think for the price you pay for those very cheap Chinese ones, with a little bit of modifying, you can actually open something, but it's still a terrible thing to use this one. I will say that. Maybe I should take a tray to put all of the screws onto. Okay. Screwdriver don't want to work with me. There we go. Okay, let me take the camera a little bit down. Maybe get some zooming, and it stands there. Okay, let's see. We have the trigger. I don't want to do anything with that. As you can see, this if I do this, it doesn't work. I have to have this kind of loose for this one to work. It may vary from these cheap snap guns. You have to try it out. This is the little bar that hits right there. I don't know if I can do it without everything flying off, but let's try. At least to get it to move. As you can see, that retracts in, and then it hits out. When it gets in, it's just really releasing and hitting this one to hit. And here is the wheel to adjust how hard it hits. I have turned it all the way out so it's pushing the spring in, but I don't think I'm putting this back together on camera, but can I take it off? Maybe not. We have to screw a little bit on the wheel first. Come on. There we go. Have it off before. And we have, I put double spring in because the spring that is inside of this, when you get it, is too weak. At least in the one I got. So I just took another spring that is stronger and, you know, put those together so it's double spring. And as you can see here, double spring, and put those in, and then it's just working so much better. That's actually all you have to do, at least in this case, is, and now they're going off of each other. It can be a little bit tricky, so don't mess too much with it if you're not sure about what you're doing. I've had this apart so many times, I'm knowing this one in and out, but that's basically how you modify this. You put a stronger spring in, or you mangle two springs or three springs together. The more springs or the stronger springs, the better results while using it, is what I have found anyway. Now the hard part is to get it back in. I don't know how I managed to do it the first time. but it wasn't easy. Okay, I can do this off camera, but that's how you modify these. Again, this make it work better, but it doesn't make it as good as, for example, a Brockage. This is pretty good as it comes, and Brockage is a fairly cheap, but actually a pretty good quality, and it have lifetime warranty. So I'm actually pretty happy with this one. I have thought about trying either Sparrows or Majestic or some other brand, but maybe even Salford. But for now, that is the one I have together with the homemade snapgun and the electric Chronos, and this one. This one is just in my training bucket, just for fun, to show people how a snapgun really works. But of course, this is a cheap one, so it doesn't work as good. So guys, that was just a little video because I forgot this a few weeks ago. Thank you for watching. Remember, skill always beats luck, and have a great day.